Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a how to contour and highlight your face. So if you would like to know my tips and tricks on how to get the perfect highlighted contoured face, then please stick around. Okay, so I find that the best way to get the perfect sort of contour highlight or any sort of base is obviously in the primer. So you want to go in with a good primer so that everything is even on the skin and is easy to blend together and smooth out across the skin. So to start off, I am going to be going in with the Laura Mercier foundation primer. This is my favorite primer at the moment. It works really well for my skin. With primers, honestly, like, you want to find something that works for your skin. Don't listen to me when it comes to, I can say this is good, you can try it out, but it may not work for you. So don't take what people say online as just because it works for them, it's going to work for you, because it may not. Everyone's skin's different, but you do want to find something that works perfectly for your skin. I always prime my eyes as well. I don't know if anyone else does, but I just put it all over my face. For foundation, I am going to be taking the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I don't have a specific reason, it's just what I have reached for today. I'm going to go for a dewy sort of glow today, hence why I have gone in with a dewy foundation. And then just taking my beauty blender, I blend it all into the skin so it is a seamless finish. I actually look like something out of Hannibal or a horror movie, but I thought there was no point in doing my eyes because this isn't a video for eyes, so we're not going to do it. So as I said, you just really want to get the foundation into the skin and make it seamless and creaseless for a perfect application for everything else. I'm just gonna quickly do my brows so they don't look stupid. Okay, so I have some eyebrows, but that is not the focus of this. So the first thing that I do when I am contouring and bronzing my face is I go in with a cream contour first. I find it kind of just brightens up the base a little bit, and that way you don't have to go too over the top with the powder to give you that sort of cake face look, if you will. So for cream contour, I'm going to be using the Anastasia cream contour kit. I like to use the colour Cinnamon, so we're going to be going in with the colour Cinnamon, which is this one here. And what I do is I take a flat end brush and I carve where I want it to go. So I just do lines because when you blend it out, it smudges. So you don't want to do it too big, otherwise you're going to have a mud puddle on your face. And also what I have found is, if you think that by doing this trick you're going to get a good contour, it brings it way too far down, and then your contour is way too far down from your cheekbones. What you want to do is you want to define your cheekbones and not bring them down and make it look like your face is a little bit like, you know? And then I just go all around my forehead. This way suits my face shape, so I only go to here and then restart here. And you obviously want to do your chin so it looks like you have a jawline, and I give it kind of that square look along there. And I just do the same on the other side. So where you want to go when you're doing the cream and just generally any contour or any bronzer, you want to go from here, the top of your ear sort of, down the cheekbone. So you'll be able to feel the cheekbone there. Well, at least that's where mine is. So as you can see, my cheekbones are there. And then I just use the end for my nose. So I want to slim my nose. This is kind of just to give it a base. As I said, you give it a base that you can go over and just lightly redo. The reason I do my cream contour first before I do my concealer is because if it goes out of place, we clean up with concealer here, we clean up with concealer here, we put it in the middle, we clean up the sides, so it actually looks how we want it. You can also use your beauty blender to blend it in. I just find a buffer brush really does the job better and you have more control. And what you want to do when you're buffing, you want to bring it back towards the hairline rather than going forward. Right, so now that's all blended in, and as I said, it looks quite funny because I don't have my concealer on because I want to be able to clean it up. I don't want to already have my concealer on having to set it, which I had done in the past, and I found that really didn't work for me. So I like to go a line under there with my concealer to clean it up. Line down the middle of my nose, along there and under my eye to really contour the nose. So I like to bring the concealer about there, like that. And then I also do my forehead, just to give a little bit of the forehead as well. I used to do my chin, but like I don't feel the need to kind of now anymore. And to blend that in before I go in with my beauty blender, because I find if I go in with my beauty blender, it spreads it to where I don't want it to be. So you want to go in with a flat iron brush to pat it into the skin first and really create the definition of where you want it to end and start, so you aren't going over what you've already done. So I don't have a flat iron brush at the moment, so I'm just going to be going in with a little buffer brush and just buffing it to where I want it. So everything is all blended in where I want it to be. So now I'm just going to dab it into the skin with the beauty blender so it gives it more of a close looked finish, sort of, if that makes sense. But now that it's actually mainly in the skin, it's not going to transfer anymore around the face. Hi.
So beautiful. You're so beautiful.
So you can already see the definition in the face where it is contoured, where it is highlighted. So as you can see, it's more contoured and bronzed here, and then it's all highlighted under the eyes, the forehead, the nose, and basically the chin. But you can see the definition going. So you can see you want to highlight here, 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 and here if you want to. You can also do the top of your lip. I don't. I have no reason why. I just don't do it. And then you want to obviously contour your cheeks and your chin and the outsides of your nose. So now we're going to set it in place. Now that we've got the base, I just take any loose translucent setting powder. You don't want to put a colour on your face at the moment. So I'm just going to be going in with the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. So obviously while that is baking, you can still kind of briefly see it, but I want it to be a little more defined when it comes to my bronzing. So I'm just going to go in with my Hoola bronzer by Benefit. I do want to get another one because these are kind of my go-to apart from my MAC bronzer. Actually, no, I'm going to be using my MAC Give Me Sun today because I feel like a bit more of a bronze glow. So I'm just going to be taking a kind of a, I don't know what sort of brush this is, but it is a Morphe E4, and I'm just going to go over my bronze area. I like to pat and bring back with my bronzer just lightly to really just deepen it up a little bit. As you can see, that gives it a deeper look than what we were going for at the start because we want to look beautiful and bronzed. Now I find if you use the bronzer correctly, you don't even have to contour. As you can see, you've still got that contoured line and it really brings out the definition in your cheeks. I don't go in with any form of contour just because I think it's a bit too much, but that's just my opinion. I don't go over my nose because I feel like it doesn't need it because I don't want to make it a bit too dramatic. So now that the face is bronzed and what I class as contour, as I said, I have really strayed away from like the whole proper contouring side of things. If you were to want to go in with a contour, just do not do this, because it'll bring it way too far down and you'll stuff up your whole look, and we don't want that. So if you are going to do a contour, just make sure you stick from here to here with a bit of a darker color, and again, just keep brushing back towards and do it so softly so you don't overdo it or make it a big muddy line. You want it to blend in with the bronzer. So you can really see the difference in where is highlighted and where is bronzed. You really just want to maintain the bronze around this part of the face, and you really want to keep highlighted through the T-zone area. For highlight, if you are wanting a very sparkly, colourful, full-on highlight, first I'm just going to go in with a quick blush. So I'm just going to take the Tarte Partey blush and only use a little bit because I don't like too much blush. Just like that. It's so subtle, but it just blends them together. So far this is the only blush that I found that works on my skin and with my skin colour, so I don't have a variety of blushes at the moment. So if you want a really highlighted look, which we're kind of going for today because we want it to be a dewy sort of look, I go in with a liquid foundation first. This one is by Revolution Makeup London, and it is liquid highlighter, liquid euphoric gold drops. And honestly, with this stuff, you don't need much. So I'll just put a little, like a 1 drop on the back of my hand, maybe 1.5. And then I just take a flat end side of kind of a little bit of a fluffy brush and dip it into the ends because I want to spread it out with a brush, and I just want to kind of brush it If you do too much, it kind of leaves a cast and it looks a bit silly. So with your highlighter, I've started going from about here because you want it to show in photos when you're facing forward as well. And as I said, with the liquid highlighter, it looks a lot more natural in photos rather than highlighter, I guess. Same thing, but you get what I mean. Alright, and then on top of it, I do go over with a proper highlighter. You can just leave it here if you just want that natural sort of glow that I've got going on right now, or you can go a little bit more over the top and make it a bit more dramatic. So I'm just going to take the Ofra highlighter. Again, you want to keep it in the same spot and tap off the excess when it comes to a powder highlighter. It's easy to blend that way. So this just kind of picks up what's underneath, as you can see. And then I just take whatever was left on my fluffy brush that I used with my powder bronzer, and I just blend those together so the highlight isn't just one line. Just to blend them in together. Makes it look more, well, you can't call it natural because none of it is natural, but it just blends them together so they're not just line, line. So as you can see, it is more of a subtle bronze highlight contour sort of look. I don't like going over the top. As I said, it looks really, really stupid without eyes, which I will go do eyes so I can do my outro and intro. But really the tips when it comes to contouring and highlighting is you just want to follow your face shape. So always feel where your cheekbones are, know your mapping, so look up your face shape and where to contour. Everyone's face shape is different. Obviously there are types of face shapes, but my face shape will be different to a person who is watching. So you obviously want to look up your face shape, map out where your bone structure needs to be contoured, and then you follow that. But definitely follow the tips that I use by using a cream contour first to kind of set the base, and then going over it with a powder. It is less cakey looking and not as full on as it can be when it's all powder. So that's why I like to do just a little bit of both because they mix really well together. As for highlight, you just really want to keep under here highlighted and in your T-zone, and for like proper highlighter you just want to go from about there around to really give that glow to your face. So what I'm going to do is I am going to chuck on some lipstick, put some eyelashes on, and I will come do my outro and my intro. So I will be back. Okay everybody, I have completed the end look. If you enjoyed this video on tips and tricks and you would like to see more, please leave a comment down below on what you would like me to run over for you guys, and don't forget to hit the red subscribe button to join my little army of subscribers, and also leave this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video.